Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 566, and Saturday it is. I just collected a little bit of wild garlic and a bit of golden saxifrage for tomorrow's breakfast. We are just after the dinner, and Julian and Elizabeth are taking their time to relax while I decided against a little bit the advice of authorities, I would say, especially the forestry authorities, to come here to McManus estate and just relax a little bit in between the trees. You probably can hear the wind because it is quite risky, I would say. Due to the storm Kathleen. Storm Kathleen is currently in full swing over Ireland. I can see a lot of broken trees and branches fell off the trees. There's quite a huge tree broken down there as well, so I need to be just careful and watch for anything significant to not fall on me, because definitely things are falling down. So it is a bit dangerous, I must say, especially now that I have full cover with very old trees. So I need to speed up a little bit. Yeah, this area seems to be a bit more dangerous than the previous one where I was. There's a big tree that fell there. You might see it. I'll be there in a second, so I'll show you. Yeah, I can see a lot of them broken down, so definitely there is a bit of damage, but we didn't have any power outages or anything like that. As far as I know, it's a little bit worse in other counties, like County Cork and Kerry. I need to be careful because I can hear something breaking up. Yeah, so let me stand in the place where it's not that dangerous. So you can see this tree is definitely breaking down. There's a lot of trees broken, as you can see here. They're just falling down. A lot of branches, big branches that fell down. So definitely a bit of aftermath. And I came here not with a suicidal mission, but to, I would say, push myself a little bit away from daily tasks, the home environment and all that. Because for some reason today, and especially now in the evening or late afternoon, I got hit by, I can probably honestly say, some form of depression, at least a wave of a very, very dark and deep thoughts that crawl through me. Maybe not thoughts per se, because I don't remember thinking about anything specific that would be dark, but sometimes, very rarely, but it happens that the energy reaches the critical low level, and there is something inside that tells you that nothing is worth, living for, fighting for. Everything that you do is mundane and without purpose. And that's exactly how I feel at the moment. And even with all those things that are interesting to me, there is something lacking, and I don't know what, because I have a beautiful family. I love them so much. I do all of that for them. There's a lot of stuff that I'm interested in, and most of you that follow me for long enough, you know that I'm a big fan of nature, and I do everything to be as far and as long in nature as possible. But something is missing. And in times like today, when the energy levels are critically low and there's nothing to grasp as a purpose or that last resort thing that will save you, I can understand why so many people fall into that dark pit of considering to, either take their own life or something like that. And unfortunately, the older I get and the more I understand and the more I know that life is worth living, it seems like the more situations like this happen as well. So if you are ever in a situation where you feel super low and you think that there's nothing to go for, you feel like nothing makes any sense, that everything that you do bears no value or anything like that, I think the best way to deal with that is to first take a deep breath and allow these dark thoughts to settle in, but not let yourself to give up or let them control you. So basically, what I think is the best way so far that worked for me, I'm not sure if it will work for you, is that we are taught to wave away dark thoughts, any problems or I don't know how to even call it, but that lack of purpose is very, very deep. And when you are subject to a day like this, for example for me, and everything tells you that there is no point in anything, we shouldn't fight it. We should let it flow, because the more we get used to it and the more we get used to being around these thoughts rather than avoiding them, I think the better we are in dealing with them. And it's a little bit like dealing with anything emotionally. Our inner chimp brain, so basically a primal brain, is much stronger than our intelligent brain that we developed as intelligent race or next gen humans. And because the new or intelligent brain is much younger and newer in development, that older brain, which is basically, it's not only stronger but faster in response because it's primal. It's much longer in play. And unfortunately, this brain is driven by emotions. So that's the reason why we respond to many events emotionally, be it in a communication with someone, arguing, deciding on certain things. And we shouldn't suppress that. We should deal with that. And we should negotiate that in a way that we somehow agree with that chimp brain for long enough that our prefrontal lobes or intelligent brain gets enough power to deal with the situation. So as a humanity, as intelligent people, we should use our developed brain to deal with different scenarios. And definitely we shouldn't allow primal brain to deal with everything with fight, flight or freeze responses. And this is unfortunately what is the primary thing that gets triggered when sudden situation happens in our life. So it's very important to learn how to deal with that and not suppress it, not fight it, not avoid it, because it's kind of inevitable. And whatever we do and try to suppress, it might actually fire back after a long period of time as something much more dangerous, like a fracture in our mental sphere. And it might end up with something really bad and cause a lot of trauma. So, like with everything, we should be accepting things, listening to our primal brain, and giving ourselves enough time for the intelligent brain to kick in and allow us to negotiate a win-win scenario between our prefrontal lobes and the primal brain. I guess too much psychology and biology lessons here, but yes, I am in that McManus estate. It's beautiful evening, even though it's quite windy, but I was afraid that it might be much more dangerous. There's not much trees above me, so fairly safe. And it's not as windy here, close to the car park. My car is there. I stopped it in a place where it's fairly safe to not get hit by any branch, so I hope it's fine. And I'll return home. I think I got enough fresh air, and recording for you guys was another form of therapy for me. So if you're ever in a difficult situation like that and you need to talk to someone, make sure that you talk to someone. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, although I am behind a blog and podcasts, all these channels are available for you, so reach out, especially on Instagram, because I think I will be the most responsive on Instagram, as the message will directly reach me with a notification. So obviously please don't abuse it with some spam, but if you really need to talk to someone or just share some thoughts to get them out and feel better and have another human on the other side, do not hesitate and reach out. I know how it feels. Everyone has different situation, different feelings, but we all are subject to those dark moments and deep thoughts that might result in something unnecessarily dangerous. And we all will come or go through it. Life is worth living for, regardless of what you think at the specific moment. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of the day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned. See you tomorrow.